All right, we are live.
We're alive.
We are live.
I bet nobody.
Uh, hey, what's up, everybody? Thank you for joining us here on another Sunday. Last Sunday Easter, right? It was Easter
Yes,
Sunday.
it was Easter
Um,
Was it
weekend.
Easter last Sunday? Was Easter?
Yes, Easter was
No,
last
not
Sunday.
last Sunday. Was it?
wasn't
Well,
it?
you was the one that said it was
Yeah.
Easter and people going
Oh,
to
I
church and
was
stuff.
traveling. That's right. I was on the road traveling, so I lost my train of thought. My bad. I'm sorry. I was in the state of Florida on Easter morning. So yeah,
Oh,
I was traveling.
all right. So we didn't have a show last Sunday, and so we're pretty much going to cover some hot topics that we didn't cover. Before I go, Tiffany, how are you, sweetie?
I'm fine. I'm in Fashion Week Brooklyn recovery. I'm tight, but it was a successful show. Thank you to all that supported us. So definitely recovery. How are you?
I am excellent as usual. Kevin, how are you? You just came back from Miami, right? Florida.
Yeah, I was in Florida and North Carolina. I was down south for about 15 days in the southern states performing. I had a good time and back home safe with the family. It was beautiful.
That's good.
All
Yeah,
right.
down south where they love us.
You know, I mean, after a show, the audience is I would say the white people in the audience are so sweet and nice and friendly and happy to see you and taking pictures with you. And they want to kiss. Do you ever get people wanting to kiss you? White people wanting to kiss you, Kev? You get that?
I have pictures of me being kissed by white people that I place on Facebook all the time. I swear to God, I have a whole like a montage of pictures.
What is that about? What?
It's the same thing as wanting to touch a black man's hair, right?
Yeah, I was about to say that, like,
Yeah, it's almost the same thing. I think and me just coming from the southern states and being in Florida, I was actually there the same day as the mass shooting at the university.
Yeah.
I was about 2 hours on the other side of the state, but I came in on the same day that happened. And what I found out, like I go to the grocery stores a lot. Like I can't stay in my hotel room because I'm just a busybody. I'm always out running around, right? So I go into like these what's it, Publix, the big grocery store down south, Tiff and Carl. I love Publix, but when you go in there, these friendly white people, they speak it to you when you walk in, and you're like, you get this look on your face like they're speaking to me. Like, it's different when you're at a show and they speak to you, but when you just walk into a grocery store and you're greeted with friendly people, it kind of throws you off a little bit because you don't expect it in the southern states, right? You don't expect it.
Yeah.
But
they are
I found
very
everybody to be
friendly.
extremely friendly and overly friendly at times, and I couldn't put my finger on it, but I accept it. I mean, I'm not looking for you know people calling me the N word and giving me dirty looks, so I'll take the friendly gestures and all that stuff. So I just found it. I had a good time down there. I always do. I never go to Florida and feel intimidated or feel like it's a bad place to be. I know the political scene there is all Republicans, but most cases when I go there, I have a great time in the public spaces and in my shows. Of course, the audiences are very great towards me. So yeah,
I
Yeah,
one
was,
of
so
my
they
favorite
have
places.
southern hospitality.
but
They
I
Yeah,
always marvel I mean, like after a show, like all these white people that they want to hug and kiss, and you know what I mean, and come back to my house. We're having a little party afterward. Like you just know me for like 45 minutes, and now you
yeah, man.
mean it's good.
Hey,
So
I
I
can
don't
easily
you
be
know I
Shannon. I
don't
could easily be Shannon Sharp if I was rich and famous.
is that? I'm
Yeah.
glad you mentioned Shannon Sharp. So today we're gonna kick the show off with Mr. Shannon Sharp, who I have so much to say on this, Kev. I know Kevin, you have a lot to say on it. Also, I know Tiffany, you have a lot to say on it. I have my take on it. I know Kevin, you have your take on it, and
Yes,
Tiffany, I know you have your take on it.
I know Tiffany has her take. Tiffany got that. I know Doctor. We might as well get Dr. Umar on the show while we at it,
Okay.
because I already know him and his snow bunny is going crazy right now. Yeah, so we talk about that, man. It's I have
we
a
are,
different take than what everybody probably think, but yeah,
we're also going to talk. We give an update on the Carmelo Anthony, the teenager from Texas who got into an altercation with someone from a school, I guess.
Yeah, Metcalf, the Metcalf
Right,
boys,
and
the twins.
stabbed and killed him, and now the family is going through a lot of stuff. So we're gonna give a little update on that. Also, we missed it. Well, we didn't miss it, but it might be kind of old news. But Mr. Shaquille O'Neal was seen at some event, and he made his way through the crowd to get to Donald Trump so he can give him a nice big hug. Um, and we're also going to touch on the movie Sinners, which Tiffany brought to our attention, and I did some research on it. And it is, people are saying it is absolutely hands down the best movie ever made.
That's
Hands
what
down.
I've been hearing. I've watched a lot of content on this movie, and I haven't seen it yet. I'm gonna have to.
Me
I haven't
either.
been to a movie theater in years. Patricia and I
Me
decided
either.
that it's not safe to go to movie theaters anymore, and but I think I might have to break that and go see this movie because I've been listening to some people that I love and respect in the media world that's just telling me, they're saying this thing is a must see. They cried during it. There was just moments of tears. It was just an amazing emotional movie, and you have to see it. Like everybody's like saying what you just said, Carl. That it's a must see, hands down. I saw a guy on TikTok say, "I'm gonna catch some heat for this. The movie wasn't that good," and people was on his page. They were giving him the blues, bro.
Well, there were a lot of white people are walking out of this movie.
Well,
So,
the movie has messages with it, right? It has some messages, and I don't want to be a spoiler alert from some of the stuff I read because I still want to see the movie. But yeah, it
Yeah, we're not doing
basically
no spoilers, but we will talk about
it
what it
basically
circles around during the
yeah,
sharecropping era,
yes,
in
and it
USA.
basically it gets in their ass, like, and they're supposed to get in their ass, for their history. But yeah, it's listen to Karen Hunter did a whole show on it on Urban View, and she broke it down without spoiling the movie, but she definitely said she's going to see it again, and it's a must see movie, and
yeah.
just talk about some of the
Let's
hidden
just talk
stuff
about.
about it.
If we go, my thing is Ryan Googler. If
Yes,
I'm saying his name right, please forgive me. I want to just say I'm very proud of him. A black writer, a black director. I just figured out he did Fruitville Station, he did the Black Panther, and he
Yes.
yes,
did Creed. Like this boy, this young man is amazing. And this last movie, The Sinners, him and his wife did this together. She's one of the co-producers. So yeah, I
well,
can't wait to us talk about it and definitely watch it to come back to talk about it.
and this movie just got him out of debt. I read because he was something like $800,000 in debt up until all the movies that Tiff just mentioned that were hits. He still was in debt from all of that, and
That's so deep because I watched four of his interviews. He not one time he didn't say anything about death. What he
yeah,
said was he wanted to have something that was his own, that it wasn't somebody owned by somebody. He did all the writing, he did all the producing, he did everything. It's actually everything is original. And in 25 years, he gets to own it back. That was a part of the contract that Warner Brothers is going to own it for 25 years. But after that, he would get back the ownership. And he made the money double the time. I think it spent 90 million on the Warner Brothers gave them 90 million to do the movie. The movie already is in 100 and some change million already. So it's doing very well. They didn't expect it to go
no,
this
they
far.
didn't expect it to do that well, and a lot of
Especially
people.
white people.
A lot of the insiders, from what I understand, is upset by this because they did not expect the movie to be a big hit. A lot of times they throw you a bone, calling Tiff. They don't expect you to be a big hit sometimes in some of these things. Remember the guy that won America's Got Talent, Terry Factor. Do you know who that is, Carl?
Know who that is?
Terry
No.
Factor uh, is a ventriloquist act who won America's Got Talent way back in the day. He's now one of the biggest acts in Vegas, and he makes millions of dollars. He wasn't supposed to win the show. The show was rigged, and the reason he won is because the guy, one of the judges, kept talking, and they had to go to a commercial break. And the judge is supposed to They're supposed to, it was fixed so he can get, set off the show. Because they went to a commercial break, and that's back in the days when people used to call in and vote from calling in. All these millions of people called and voted him to be the winner, so the judges couldn't rig it. So he went on and won the show. But now he's in Vegas making millions of dollars. Terry Factor, one of the highest paid comedians out there. But yeah, these things are so rigged, is what I'm saying. It wasn't set up for Terry to win that show. It was an accident that he won, and then the rest is history. But a lot of show business is rigged.
But they didn't think that he was going to go that far, but he did, and I'm very
exactly that's what I
proud
was
of
getting
him.
at.
I'm very proud of him. I like that he has his wife by his side. They're doing it, I'm for Black love, Black business, Black everything. So I can't wait to see it.
All right, Tiffany, kick it off. Can you do me the honors of the rules of the show, please?
This is protected by fair use only. This is educational purposes only, entertainment purposes only. It is our view only. Everything is alleged. Please don't go by us. Go Google it. Go check it out. Please make sure we don't own the rights to the content or the music either, because Carl be doing that content. We don't own it, okay? He don't own it. I don't own it, okay? We are protected by that. Please make sure you like, subscribe, and share, and leave a comment and let us know what you think.
All right, so now let's get in Shannon Sharp's black stupid ass.
No wonder Shannon Sharp's 19-year-old.
Malcolm X talked about this is racism. They keep the black man positioned as a little boy. Because ain't no white man. You can't find one white man anywhere on any national television network anywhere who pops on the show smoking Black and Milds, pouring his liquor, wearing a goddamn do-rag. How come you can't just analyze the sports? How come you can't just get on there and say, I think the Lakers are going to win in 5 because LeBron, da, da. No, you got to be a damn minstrel show. That's clown behavior. And the clown behavior is accentuated by the fact that you're about to trick off $20, $30, $40 million to a little girl who's going to have more money in her bank account because she's going to say, I got these Negroes because they're stupid and they don't have any discipline. They don't have any strategy. They don't know how to protect themselves. She was recording you the whole damn time, played you like a sucker. That's what she did. Made you look. Now you got great grandchildren that would be filthy rich if you had simply protected the ball. You understand that, Shannon. You are a football player. You know what it means to protect the damn ball. That's the first rule of playing sports. The first rule is protect the ball and win for your team. When it comes to black wealth, I'm not talking about the game of football. That's a child's game. I'm talking about the real grown man game of black wealth, black economics, black industry, the survival of black people, the survival of the black family, fighting for the black community. You fumbled. You threw the ball into the wrong end zone. You went to the defense and you just flipped it off to them because you're thinking, you let them make you think like a sucker. That's what you did. This is embarrassing. This is crazy. This is ridiculous. It's shameful. You're almost 60. Get you a 40-year-old. The world will forgive you for that. There are 40-year-old black women who are gorgeous. Gorgeous. Don't listen to Kevin Samuels was wrong. He said after 35, don't nobody want you. That's bullshit. Black women are beautiful and at any age, but you can find some 40-year-olds that will put a 25-year-old to shame. But yet somehow you out here digging in the garbage, finding OnlyFans models who will set you up because you don't even know if that girl was a spy. She could have been working for the damn CIA. She was moving like an agent. And if you think I'm exaggerating, think about how many powerful black men have been brought down over community pussy. Think about how many black men have been brought down due to an inability to control their sexual urges. Think about this. Think about how many thousands of years prostitutes have always been the perfect agents. The KGB, Vladimir Putin, used to get prostitutes to go and spy on his enemies. Drug dealers that run gangs. There was a drug dealer in Baltimore who had a fine-ass girlfriend, and she would tell him, I want you to go in the barber shop that he goes to, and I want you to seduce him, wear your tight little outfit, and then get him to come back to your apartment. And as soon as he gets naked, my boy's going to run up in there and kill him. So black men have died from a lack of sexual discipline. This is a fact. Did anyone tell you this? Did anyone break this down for you? I'm not judging your desire for sexual experiences. I don't judge that at all. I'd be a hypocrite if I did. I'm judging the fact that this was not necessary. This is not necessary. And so what I really want us to, we have to stop and think about this. And this is really me confronting the black celebrity culture.
No wonder Shannon Sharp's 19-year-old girlfriend waited 2 years to file a lawsuit. No one realized she was waiting for two mysterious allies. Shannon Sharp seemed to lose everything overnight. Now facing a $50 million lawsuit from Gabriela Zuniga, Sharp has lost his job, and his $100 million podcast deal is now on shaky ground. He likely never imagined that the relationship he had with Gabriela when she was 19 would come to this. But the evidence both sides presented shows Gabriela began collecting proof not long after they met. So if she had the evidence for years, why wait until now to sue? The truth is, Gabriela didn't initially want money. When she was 19, Sharp paid her to role play and be intimate with him. From that point on, she hoped to secure a long-term public relationship, but Sharp flat out rejected her. Then two things happened that made Gabriela realize a massive payout might be possible. First, back in 2010, Sharp was accused of similar misconduct and faced a $5 million demand. But the case didn't move forward after it was revealed the accuser had a history that included murdering her husband. Second, Sharp had a workplace incident at Fox Sports where he allegedly choked an employee and quietly paid hundreds of thousands in settlement. Gabriela combined those two incidents as the basis for her current lawsuit.
Whenever I see dark-skinned men who look like Shannon Sharp, when they have like very strong Afro features, most of them got so much self-hate in them. When they get with non-black women, they let those women run over them and do whatever they want. And those women know the position that they in. They know the power that they hold in the relationship dynamic. They know that those men are obsessed with their whiteness, obsessed with them not being black, and pedestalize them so much that they can really do what they want to do and get away with it. And they take full advantage of it. And that's the reason why this ain't the first time Shannon Sharp have been in a situation like this with a non-black woman. Like he's been in a lot of situations where at his age, he should know better than to have put himself in the position that he's in right now. And that's the reason why I really can't feel bad for him, because you too old. You too old and you done been through too much already to be making rookie mistakes like this. But these old men kill me. You still want to be a little player out here in the streets, messing around with all these young girls instead of settling down and just getting you one woman and having a wife. See, if you had a wife, you wouldn't have to be dealing with all of this. You wouldn't be having to be dealing with somebody who could possibly be trying to ruin your whole career. But you play stupid games and you win stupid prizes.
I want that brown gravy so that you can give me that big black baby, yeah. Just fucking stupid.
The downfall of Shannon Sharp really do need to be studied, for real. I swear. Like on some real shit, like what the fuck are you doing? 56 fucking around with a 19-year-old. Now, they say she's 19. Some people say she was 22. I don't know. And I'm so tired of it, but they just trying to take a black man down. You know, they're just trying to take a black man. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. This is a tickle. Okay, this is a number to tickle. Stick up my ass, okay? Like, stop it. You niggas are just dumb. I'm gonna go a step further. This ain't nothing but some old plantation mandingo shit going on. On some real shit. You know, black people, we have been overly sexualized for centuries. It could be them calling us a bed wench, right? Feeling like you just this big stud, a big buck, you know, mandingo, warrior, you know, the shit that comes along with it. The shit is really deep when you think of it. You can tell the ones that have not released themselves of that shackle of being psychologically there's something wrong with them. They don't see nothing wrong with being overly sexualized. They don't. In fact, that make them want to beat their fucking chests even more. Shannon know he can't step to no real woman. That's why he looking for them young ass girls. That's just the truth. Because he know with a real woman, you gonna have to bring your motherfucking A game. And I see people talking about, well, Shannon need a wife. No, the fuck he don't. Why? If Shannon had a wife, he'd be a fucking embarrassment. But truth be told, we all know it's Shannon. Everywhere you look, we know it's Shannon motherfucking Shannon. That's why the shit ain't even that deep to me. It's just funny. It's like these niggas are just dumb. Money don't buy common sense. Money don't buy intelligence. Money don't even buy discipline. That's why his ass out here with the brown gravy and big black baby. $25,000 for a cheap daddy. Yeah.
Shannon Sharp is a prime example of all of these men talking about women ain't shit and they just gonna be alone. But behind the scenes, you texted a 19-year-old teenager about big black baby gravy. So is it the life that you know when you said, oh, I'm not gonna give no girl no money, but that 19-year-old said $25,000 minimum. But on your podcast, oh, nah, I can't buy it. But you paying for somebody to say they want a big black baby out of you? Real quick, don't answer too fast, but you paying for somebody to talk about a big black baby. You think that shit cute? That turn you on to hear somebody talking about how they want a baby out of you. You want to be exploited. You want to be manipulated. And then when she started exploiting and manipulating you, then you want to cry wolf. That's what you wanted. A young teenager, okay, asking for a black baby. Like, that's, y'all don't want to focus on that part. 19 is crazy. So you about to have a baby, you could be somebody granddad. You could be her granddaddy. And you about to have a goddamn teen, you making teen mothers out here. That's y'all king. I'm gonna let y'all have it. I'm actually gonna let y'all have it. I'm talking to you, but I'm talking to me too.
With the knowledge you gain, break away from the chains. We helping you grow the Black Therapy Show. In a safe space, dealing with the black trauma. We unpacking and inspecting all our baggage and drama. Cause we gotta unite, no more killing each other. It's time to see a new future for my sisters and brothers. You know, with Kevin, Carl, and Tiffany, you'll have an epiphany. We'll give you everything you need to handle the enemy. We'll be giving you empathy, we gon' challenge you mentally. The right conversation so you grow exponentially. We built your pinnacle. We split all your schools, gave us brainwash education, just making us fools. Hatred was what we got in exchange for love. No more manipulation from my God above. No, it's Carl, Kevin, and Tiffany. Now welcome to the Black Therapy Show. Let's go.
What's up, everybody? What's up? We just saw Shannon Sharp get roasted by the entire. It seemed like I have not seen one video that has said they're on Shannon Sharp's side. They agree with what he did. No one. I have seen no one on Shannon Sharp's side. I'm gonna give you my take on it. On this is my whole take. First of all, Shannon, you're 56. This girl is 19. That should have ended it right there. 56. This girl is 19. There is nothing. I'm 6'0". There is nothing a 19-year-old or a 20-year-old can come to me with that would make me go, it's not gonna work. There's nothing a 19 or 20-year-old can say to me to convince me that this will be a great relationship. First of all, that's my take on it. Second of all, Shannon has the kind of features that scares the crap out of white people, right? That big, muscular black man. I'm sure his entire life he's scaring white people. He's just by walking, just by existing. Now all of a sudden he's got some money, and you think that these
come on the show
white girls love you, or they care about you, or they want to be with you, or they see you as a potential mate because they're so in love with you and you have such a wonderful personality and be with you. These are the same people that you were scaring just a few.
Okay.
Like the sister said in the video, there's something about these dark-skinned black men. I don't know if there is self-hate. I don't know what's going on, but there's also another video I have on the show later in the show. This brother said the NFL draft was a couple of weeks ago. Kev, I'm not into
No, it was just a couple of days ago.
The brother said there was not one black man that was drafted who stood up and did not kiss a white girlfriend. He said every single black football player that was drafted got up when his name was called and kissed a white girlfriend. Every single one. That is crazy. That is crazy. I don't know what the is. I know white men are in spaces that work with black women every day. But white men seem to be able to go, you know what? You're pretty, you have a great personality, but I'm sticking with my white queens. Black men, on the other hand, not so much. Tiffany,
It's just a lot with Shannon. To be honest with you, I think Shannon's bisexual. I'm sorry, I said it. Y'all can kiss my ass. I don't care what y'all said. I said it. I really do. I really think that he is bisexual. I think that this is a whole cover up setup. You understand? Most of the time, white women are beards for these men that are undercover, gay. You understand? First of all, who would name their show Shay Shay?
yeah,
A real hard dude is not naming their show Shay Shay. They're gonna name it Shy. Okay? Shy. Not no Shay Shay. Okay? Second, I don't understand what is going on with our black men that they feel like they need to test the waters of the white woman. Now, listen, I know pussy is vagina is vagina, but we have a history with them. We have a history with white women and being sued. I mean, should we start naming Bill Cosby? They dug up people from 50 years ago to take him down again. You understand what I'm saying? So my thing is Shannon Sharp played himself, and I'm happy that everybody is ripping him up. Second, the first guy that you put on Boyce Watkins, I used to listen to him, but when I saw him disrespecting black women or women that was a little bit heavyweight, so he wouldn't have liked me. So I don't rock with Boyce Watkins, but I understood what he felt, what he said, because it's ridiculous. Like, y'all don't get it. Now you about to have to spend some money on this chick. I heard you're supposed to have been getting a deal. Another big major deal. You drop that. ESPN has to drop you. And to be honest, he has a lot of enemies out there. A lot of people did not expect him to go as far as he did. And guess who helped him? A comedian, Cat Williams. Okay? Take him over the edge. You understand? Because his video doing his interview with Cat Williams is the highest, I think, stream podcast ever in YouTube. You understand? So a lot of people wanted him to be taken down. That it was a lot of jealousy, a lot of hate, and they know who he is behind the scenes. Remember, we don't know everything about these celebrities, but the behind the scenes celebrities, they know who Shannon Sharp is. Everybody know the deal with him. But I'm not surprised, and I'm not trying to be out there save Uncle Shannon, save Uncle Shannon. I'm not saving his ass. He dumb. He's one of them dumb country cats. I'm sorry, I said it. Not all of y'all dumb, but don't let that be your downfall. Vagina and money. You understand? And that's what men downfalls be, vagina and money. And he don't let it be an extra downfall because you messing around with a white woman. You was messing, and a 19-year-old at that, like you said, Carl. What can she say to you? But Daddy, give me some money. That's all she can say. That's all she can say to you.
yeah.
That's all he wanted, though, Tiff.
Yeah. Oh, as you see, and
It
that's
was
another thing. He
the
liked the
relationship.
role
The
play.
relationship was based on was not the relationship was based on a fetish,
Oh yes.
not based on I need a partner in life. I need somebody who I can intellectually, vibe with and have nice conversations with and go on dates with and all that. The relationship was basically strictly based on a fetish.
Oh, stop.
Now,
She said she wanted
I'm not
some black
condoning the fetish.
beers in
I'm
her.
just telling you what it was. It was a fetish relationship. He was paying for that fetish relationship, obviously, kicking her money to have this. She set him up to get more because obviously she wasn't satisfied with what she
She
was
wanted
getting.
some
She
big
saw,
black baby juice in her.
I
That's
don't
what
think
she
she wanted
said.
to get
Imagine
pregnant
if he
by
would
him
have
at
got her
all
pregnant.
because the word is they've had sex over 100 times. So
Oh,
if she wanted to get
he's
pregnant,
nasty.
if she wanted to get pregnant, she would have got pregnant. So she didn't want to get pregnant. If somebody has sex with you 100 times and you don't get pregnant, then maybe something's wrong, right? So I don't think she wanted to get pregnant. It's all fetish talk.
Alleged. All of this is alleged. Go ahead.
Alleged, yeah. So it's fetish talk. Well, the fetish part is not alleged because he, you know,
No, we
they were
heard
having,
the video. He's disgusting.
yeah,
He likes it. He
they were
likes
having
white
uh,
chicks.
they were having a fetish. It was a fetish, sexual fantasy fetish thing.
Yeah. Well,
And I'm not
most.
taking up I'm just looking at it from a different point of view and always looking at everything from a different point of view.
Yeah, your light skinned
That's
point of
why I'm
view.
me, right? So look, Here's my point on this thing. Yes, morally it's wrong. He did nothing illegal. He's not in any legal trouble. This is a money grab.
Right.
This is a Instagram model. This is a money grab. He's not in any legal trouble as far as facing the law. She is. She is. I don't care if
She's
she's
legal.
19.
She's
I don't care
legal.
if she's 20. She's legal. She's legal. At 19, here's the deal. And this is what everybody's not thinking about. At 19 years old, a 56-year-old man, you take a woman to a young lady, 19-year-old lady, to the altar and legally marry her and legally put babies in her and have a family. Now, as gross as we think it is, that is gross and that is effed up that a man that age or want a woman that young, yeah, morally it's not normal, right? But my point is, it's not against the law.
Okay, it's not against the law, but it's nasty. And Shay is nasty.
But I think we all think a lot of things are nasty, Tiff. Here's the deal, Tiffany. We can take cameras, hidden cameras, and put in all of our bedrooms over the last 20 years, and we're all going to be embarrassed if it came out publicly. Right?
You not
Right?
lying.
Okay, thank you. So
And
let's
I
not be
would make
hypocrite.
money because they be trying to pay to see my fat
All
ass
I'm
on
trying
this
to all
grill.
I'm trying to say,
Oh,
Tiff,
sorry.
is that unfortunately this guy's a celebrity and a TV star and
He's being targeted.
a Hall of Fame a football player, former football player, who was great, by the way, at his job. And but so now his privacy is public. But let's say a camera followed Carl around for the last 30 years. And now we get to see what Carl says in his private room of his bedroom or his fantasies that we all got fantasies. We all got, skeletons in our closet or whatever the case may be. I'm just keeping it real as a human being, right? So his fetish was a 19-year-old girl,
Wait,
white girl.
white girl though, not just 19-year-old girl.
19-year-old white
White
girl.
girl.
A white girl. So, okay.
Snow
And we all,
bunny alert.
and let's not act like we living in some freaking crazy world where we know, Carl, let me finish. We
Yeah.
know that these fantasies do exist. There's all internet porn. There's a whole
Yeah.
one of the biggest internet porn things in the
It's
world
interracial.
is interracial
Interracial.
role
Yeah.
playing.
Yeah. Interracial things is
It's
the most
streamed.
watched.
It is streamed by millions of people
Yeah,
watch
it's the most
interracial
watched.
porn and role playing. Black women who are into white men who want to be dominated
Yep.
and called the N word while white men bang them, and it goes the other way. It's not just Shannon Sharp's. That's Shannon Sharp's fantasy, but let's not pretend like he's the only one that's doing it when millions of people are doing it.
Yeah,
Millions of
you're
people.
not lying about that. That young girl, I don't know, but she's a grown woman now. Well, she just died. One of the girls that was the Epstein
Yeah.
girls.
Yes.
She just died. She just died, 40 years old. She was in a car accident and they gave her 4 days to go and she wound up taking her own life. And she was sex trafficked and was having sex with the Prince Andrew. You
Yeah.
understand? So, yes, it's fetishes. We get that. We get that. But right now, Shannon knows, we see that Shannon is not properly being advised.
No, he's
Okay?
not. And I'll tell you what, let me finish my point. I
Yeah.
think, and this is my opinion, I think Shannon Sharp, being a dark-skinned brother from the southern states, he talks with the lips, is that what they call it, lips? When he talks with that, he has
List.
a lips, yeah, he has a lisp. So this guy growing up in a very poor, super poor, I think he's from Mississippi. I got to double check where he's from. But he's from one of them southern states, man, where he had to deal with a lot, right? And he talks about his growth when he grew up. Football saved his life and changed his life, obviously. But he grew up very poor, and he grew up. So I think this is sort of this fetish thing is sort of a revenge thing. Run, he probably got picked on all the time. Guys
So you
like
saying because
Shannon,
he got
I'm
picked
saying
on, that's why he's a little
dark-skinned black
freak?
men like Shannon Sharp, who grew up poor, dirt poor, and probably was picked on a lot by black people, and he's picked on a lot by white people. And I think it's a psychological. I think the guy was picked on a lot. Let's keep it real. Yeah, he has a lot of money. Money changes you, right? Money makes you look good,
He's from
right?
Georgia.
But he probably wasn't the most handsome kid in the world. I'm just being honest, right? All right, so
He's affable. He's sexable. He can get have sex.
he
We
is
not that
now because
bad.
he got money. Money changes you. Bobby Brown don't screw Janet Jackson if he ain't in New Edition. You understand what I'm
Well, Bobby
saying?
Brown has a swagger, darling. I done been around
That
him. That's why.
swagger, you don't have no swagger if you're not a New Edition and you working at Kmart. Okay, so Bobby Brown will be just a nappy-headed black boy with a big nose in Boston, Massachusetts, working for UPS. Would not be sleeping with Janet Jackson.
You trying
That
to make up
swagger, that swagger
excuses?
came. That swagger came from him being a good dancer and one of the top groups that ever walked this planet. Right.
But
My
why
point
are you
is,
trying to make excuses up
I'm trying
for
to tell you the
Shannon
honest to
that's
God truth.
over 50 years old?
I think Shannon Sharp is dealing with his past. We all have to deal with our past, no matter what it is. We have to deal with our past. So I think Shannon Sharp is probably dealing with his past. You know, if he was to sit on the sofa and talk to a psychiatrist, he'll probably bring a lot of stuff up, right, about his past. And I think that has something to do with his personal fetishes that he had. Now, the 19-year-old girl, yeah, 19-year-old is bad, right, Carl? Okay, we get it. I'm 56 years old. I'm 60 right now. A 19-year-old can't do nothing for me, right? But my point is, I don't want a 19-year-old. Every woman I've dated just about has been older than me. That's what I like, though. I like older women, right? But Hugh Hefner, and I brought this up on your page, Carl.
He did it
Hugh,
too. He's
Hugh
nasty.
Hefner, Hugh Hefner, who owned the Playboy Mansion and Playboy Magazine, did nothing but sleep with 20-year-old and 19-year-old Playboy models for
He's
years. It was
disgusting
never a
too.
problem.
He's
It was
on the
never a
same
problem.
list as Shannon.
It was never a problem. That's all I'm saying. It was never a problem.
Well, we just feel like when you're in entertainment and you're a black man, you should know these things. And one of the
You
rules
should.
is, and this is the message, this is why we have the Black Therapy Show. You know, we are
Yes.
bootleg therapists. So we're telling you, black men, leave those snow bunnies alone. Enter at your own risk. They're like in a box and you break it in case of emergencies. You understand what I'm saying? Please, it's
I
too
like that.
many
I like that.
light skinned, almost damn near white, light skinned sisters that you can be able to get with. Also, get with somebody that's your age. Okay,
I
that is
agree with
age
you.
meant to. I'm sorry, a 19-year-old cannot do anything for me, and a 19-year-old cannot do anything for any man that's over 50. That means either you like a woman that says nothing but daddy give me, and you want to be able to control her. But I want you all men to know, because I know a lot of women that messed around with older men. When they get older, they're gonna leave your old ass. Okay?
Well,
They're gonna
Shannon
leave
Sharp
you.
does have daughters. He does have daughters. I think he has 3 daughters, and they're all with black women. So his kids are from black women, by the way.
Okay. First of all, again, we got big. I already told you. I think he's
I'm just
bisexual. I don't
stating
care
some
what
facts.
nobody said.
I'm just
But
stating
yeah,
some
he can
facts.
have kids. So what? He can have kids. But he out here acting up. And look how much he's worth. You just fumbled the bag. You just lost the money.
I
So
don't think she's going to
again,
win the case. I don't personally think she's going to win the case. She's a
and you know who
freaking
the lawyer is, right?
OnlyFans. She's an OnlyFans model and an Instagram model who makes a living online showing her ass and booty shorts. She's not going to win this case
Boy, she
because
gonna settle. You don't
it's
mess with a white woman. You know they want that black. They're gonna
It
settle.
is my point, Kevin. Like, as a black man in America, you got to move different. You have to move.
I agree with you. I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm
Yeah,
not disagreeing with that at all.
I think that's what
But
the was
I'm
most.
just I'm not saying what he did was right. I'm saying what he did was
Stupid.
it's stupid, but I think it's overblown. I don't think any night. I
Well,
mean, when next time the next grown ass man that goes into a strip club to look at some women and tip them money, is not going to ask those exotic dancers their age when most of them are 19 and 20 and 21. You know, when
Well,
you
I think they
go
can't
when
go into the spot until they're at least 21, unless they doing undercover stuff. But you know what is a
you
young
told your
girl?
guy that dated a lot of strippers. Trust me, I've dated my share of exotic
You know what?
dancers.
You
Most
stop
of those
talking.
girls, I'm talking real life shit here,
Don't
Tiff.
put your
I'm not.
business in the street.
I'm telling. Hey, I put my business out here because I need to make my point. That's right. I've been around a few blocks, so I ain't no Johnny come lately. So yeah, you grown ass men go into these clubs of all ages and dance and hang out with these dancers and these girls and nobody's saying, "Hey, can I see your ID, by the way?" You know, I mean, we just can't be. I don't know. I just can't stand watching people online be hypocrites. That's all. It just drives me crazy. Let's not
Yeah,
be
because they're
hypocrites.
doing it too. I get it, but again, I hope it's
Everybody's
a
doing it.
message.
It's not just Shannon Sharp. We're gonna make
It's
him an
many of
scapegoat.
them.
We're gonna make him an scapegoat when old men, especially old rich men, I don't care white or black, has been sleeping with young girls all their lives. You know, I mean, even the
It's
presidents, even
nasty.
Kennedy and Marilyn Monroe. You can go back that far and before, right? I'm just saying,
Yeah,
famous
well,
men,
it's
famous rich
again
men
when.
always go after young girls, especially older
Hmm.
men. In this case, he went after a white girl, and this is the reason why black people were upset because she's white. Oh, let's say if she was a 19-year-old black woman, would this be a different story?
No,
Still, it's
because Kev, I mean, we sit. I don't know why black people have such a problem staying on code. The Jews stay on code, the Chinese stay on code, the whites stay on code, but we. Let me read a comment here from Venus Moore watching us on Facebook. She said,
hey Venus. That's my friend Freddie mom.
"Okay."
Hi, Venus.
He said, white men love to mess with black men. At the end of the day, black men need to learn to look at his black sister and stay in line with his heritage. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
most people are upset with Shannon. You got to move different.
I
Okay.
agree with y'all on that. I'm not saying
Yeah. Especially when you're a
I'm not saying
celebrity.
I'm not. Y'all missing what I'm saying, but okay.
Oh
I
no,
understand.
we're not missing what you're saying. We understand
Yes,
everything you're saying is right, and what we're saying we understand too. We not.
yeah,
We,
Kev, I understand what you're saying.
I understand what you're
Are
saying.
y'all okay? So, all right. So I'll make a perfect example. Another example then. So Mike Tyson married
Let,
Robin Gibbons.
let me read this comment from Black
That
Man.
was crazy too.
So
She took him to the bank. She took his ass to the bank, right?
Black
Okay.
Magic YouTube says Jonathan Majors ran away from a woman and he still caught a case. So
And he was taking off like a track star. He was gone. He was running like, get away from me, you crazy.
and he's still
Yeah.
so.
Still court of charge. Yeah.
But Shannon Sharp offered this girl 10 million. I don't know if that's correct, and
Yeah,
she
that was the word. Again, all of this stuff is alleged because they would put anything to get likes and clicks. Allegedly, he supposedly had offered a $10 million settlement, but I wouldn't be surprised if he do it and so it can go away. But you know what happens when a black man is on top. If you're not clean, they will find your dirt. So black men, please, love is love. We want you to love whoever you love. Because I don't want people to say, oh, we don't want you to love. Love whoever you love. I'm not sleeping with the slave master killer. But love who you love, but be careful and enter at your own risk. Just know it comes with certain things and leave these young white girls alone. Leave these young people alone. Leave them alone.
By the
Go
way,
get you an
Birdman,
auntie. Go get you.
Rapper Birdman came out last week. I know you heard about this, Tiff and Carl, and he's saying that Tony Braxton is going after his fortune. She married him. They were married for what, 2, 3 weeks, 2 months, something like that. Then she filed for divorce, and now she wants part of his 160 million. She wants half of his $160 million fortune.
Well, I want to be honest with you. I thought that was the craziest, oddest, craziest couple. Word on the street, they've been messing around for years. They've
Yeah.
been messing around for years. They've been having it on the down low. They got married, and then I think they was going to get divorced, and then they still married. So to be honest with you, we know women out there that are gold diggers, that they do want money, or they want a baby, can be able to take care of them. But it's up to these men. Again, do not let vagina and money be your downfall. That's it.
I
So
agree with you, but we can't change history because it's been that way since the beginning of time.
We're giving you a message.
I heard the comedian, I forgot who it was, it says the famous artist Van Gogh, remember him? He cut his ear off because of was his girlfriend or something, like to show his love. He cut his ear off. Did y'all hear about that? You know about that
No.
history? Van
yeah,
Gogh, yeah,
Oh,
he
you
cut his
talking
ear
about
off.
Samson and is it Samson and Delilah? Is that it?
No, it's Van Gogh. He's a famous artist.
Oh,
He
oops.
cut his ear off to show his love for his girlfriend. So the comedian was making a joke saying, "Well, now you can't hear anymore because you cut your ear off." So, but
Oh, you
yeah,
said ears. I thought you said here.
yeah,
Okay.
he cut his ear off to show his love for his girlfriend or wife or fiance, whatever. Yeah. Anyway, so it's I don't think this is gonna bring Shannon Sharp down. I think, and by the way, the lawyer
It's a
that's
spot
that's
on his
the lawyer
resume.
the lawyer that's suing
Jay
Shannon
is the
Sharp,
one
this
that
young
came
lady,
after Jay-Z.
the same one that came at the Jay-Z.
yeah.
Yeah,
Bugsby. He's the, as Jay-Z will call it, the 1-800 lawyer.
yeah. It's an attack on, yeah, black men put themselves in this position, but here's another black man, famous, who's now allegedly could be on his way down, right? I mean, so we got Cosby, R. Kelly, the list goes on.
R.
Diddy.
Kelly didn't do a white girl, though. You ain't seen no white girls. You ain't seen shit.
Yeah, that's true. I'm just saying there's just women, all these men are now, in trouble over women, over sex,
Over white
all these
women.
black men. All these black men. Well, Diddy
Good
had
for their ass.
sisters.
Leave them
Diddy had lots
crackers
of
alone.
sisters. Diddy had black women in his camp. He's sitting in jail right now. So the girl that took him down was black. Wasn't she black or Puerto Rican or
Yeah,
whatever?
black.
What's her name? The singer.
Black.
Yeah. So Diddy's in jail because of a black woman. So
I think she's mixed. I think she's Asian and white or something.
I think she's with a white man now. I think the dude she
Yeah.
married, now that she got all
I think
Diddy's
she's
money,
getting
is
ready to
white.
have a baby. And she's about to test. She's going to be testifying against him. So, again, a
And she
lot
got all
of
that money
these,
from him. She should not say nothing. All the money she got from that
nothing,
dude.
but they're going to subpoena her. But my thing is, you seeing all these black
Ridiculous.
men. So this is the future for our black men. Go get married. Find you a good black woman that love you, that will care for you. Matter of fact, find a good black woman that love her father. When she love her father, she's going to love and she respect you. Okay?
I got
So
that
my,
already.
huh?
I got that.
No, I'm telling you, please find you a good woman and leave these women alone. Yeah, if you find you a white woman that love you, just make sure she's for you and not against you. And just like Homeboy said, and I don't like him, like they be agents coming in there. Setting them off, agents. The same thing with young man Pop Smoke. The young man Pop Smoke. It was a white woman, a Russian woman in the room with him when he got killed. You
Mm.
understand what I'm saying? Like, you from Brooklyn. Like, leave these white women alone. You're going to lose your life or go to jail or something.
Wow.
All right,
I didn't. Yeah. Wow, that's crazy.
yeah, we gotta move on. I mean, yeah, we're gonna move on. I'm actually I was trying to keep this show to an hour. I'm trying to keep it to an hour, but I mean, we get so.
we got something else, other stuff to talk about. Go ahead. What's next, Carl?
All right, so we got to move on to Carmelo Anthony, the teenager from Texas who was defending himself and unalived another, I don't know if another student from they went to the same school, but of course now the country's very divided. The white people are calling Carmelo a murderer. He went to a sporting event with a knife. We heard some rumors that it wasn't a knife, it was just something he happened to have, some kind of tool that they used to clean their shoes, their cleats with, that he stabbed the guy with. So
allegedly, yeah.
So it's all going to come out. But now the Anthony family seems to be going through a lot. And here's Carmelo's mom talking about what they're dealing with.
Good afternoon. My name is Kayla Hayes. I am the mother of Carmelo Anthony. 3 years ago, my family moved to North Texas searching for a better life. Like so many other families, we wanted to give our children the future we did not have. My husband worked hard every single day to provide for us, to make sure we're in the best financial position possible. As a stay-at-home mom, I made it my life's mission to ensure our children are loved, nurtured, and supported every step of the way. In wake of this tragic incident, our family has been under attack. Whatever you think what happened between Carmelo and the Metcalf boys, my 3 younger children, my husband, and I didn't do anything to deserve to be threatened, harassed, and lied about. The lies and false accusations that have been said about us, especially over the past week, has been overwhelming. The lies and their amplification put my family in danger, as well as everyone in our community, everyone involved in the investigation, from the police, the attorneys, and the court staff. Our address and my husband's previous employer's address has been put on all social media platforms. My husband had to take a leave of absence because he's afraid what may happen to our family. His mental health is deteriorating day by day. We have endured death threats. My 13-year-old daughter is afraid to sleep in her own bedroom because she's fearful of what may happen to her. And let me be clear, the claims that were used about the public donation to buy a home or anything else are completely false. We have not received a single dime from the Give, Send, Go fundraiser. And the co-founder has stated that clearly. In the reality, we were just notified yesterday that we could begin to withdraw funds. And it still takes several days to receive those funds once a request is made. I don't know why we are being targeted and discriminated against before a fair trial. Our son deserves the same rights under the law that everyone is afforded to. He's been raised in a 2-parent home with structure, stability, love, and we put God first in everything that we do. We believe in the Constitution, we believe in the laws of this state, but those laws must apply to all of us, not just some of us. To be clear, we will not speak publicly about specific details of what happened under the tent on that rainy and awful day. There's an active investigation that everyone involved wants to be full and fair. We believe in legal process, and that is where the truth will come out. To the family who experienced the loss, my heart truly goes out to you. To those who have supported my family, thank you from the bottom of our hearts. We ask for your continued support, patience, and prayers as we navigate this difficult process. Thank you.
Savannah, why do you make everything about race? Like, why are you always talking about race? Like, not everything is about race. Everything is about race! It is! Everything is! Every single part of our society traces back to racism. Everything. The damn ice cream truck song is fucking racist. The reason we have credit scores and student loans is because they did not want black people to live next to them and go to school. Everything is encapsulated in the fact that they wanted black people to fail. Our society could be so much more progressive than it is now. Spent 400 years trying to keep minorities down. that we have not progressed in technology, in society, in anything. This country has spent so much time making sure that we don't surpass white people that it's willing to cut its leg off during the sack race over and over and over and over again. And that's why we're in the fucking predicament that we're in now. It's not about anything else but the fact that they do not want minorities to thrive. That is what it's been about since day fucking one, when they got to this fucking land. They took it away from people who were already here and didn't stop doing it. I understand that sometimes we want to ha-ha, hee-hee and live life and forget, but I'm always going to bring it up. If you don't want to hear it, don't talk to me, but I'm always going to talk about racism because it makes me fucking angry. You don't get to spend 400 plus years mistreating people based off of their skin tone alone. It caused ripples in generations. You haven't even began to try to undo it. But you want to get mad at me because every time I talk about racism, you get annoyed. Because every time I bring up something, oh, it's because this, it's because of racism, you get mad. Shut the fuck up.
There are way too many people out there who look like me, who are rushing to defend Carmelo Anthony because he looks like them. But those same people, instead of being upset with Carmelo Anthony, are going to be upset with me for what I'm about to say. This was always what the radical BLM movement was going to eventually lead to. The most basic, reductive form of tribalism based on skin color alone. We can't even agree anymore on what is right and what is wrong. We've been reduced now to our most basic identifying characteristics. You know, the correct way to process this would be to demand justice for the victim and make sure that punishments are handed out that fits the crime. It doesn't even matter if the victim was allegedly racist. That's not a reason or excuse to take someone's life away. I mean, he shouldn't even have had a knife on school grounds anyway. That's a felony in the state of Texas. Am I right? But y'all like felons. That's why y'all made a hero out of George Floyd. Never mind. But now you've got Carmelo Anthony's family moving into a almost $1 million house, getting new cars, after they raised so much money with this legal defense fund, GoFundMe. And that's because people took up and donated for him because they saw no issue with what transpired. They saw no issue, apparently, with this loss of life. And it has to do all too often just because of the color of one person's skin. And it shouldn't be that way. And now the family says they need extra security too. Really? After what Carmelo did, you need more security. Because it seems like you have all the security you need right there under your nose. But I digress. Now, basically, what they're going to say to me is, they're going to say, oh, you are a sellout, you are an Uncle Tom, you are a coon, you are acting white. You're going to say this and that because apparently speaking out against degenerate behavior now means that I'm acting white, means that I'm some sort of sellout.
Of course, Dr. Umar came out in defense of the murder of Austin Metcalf because Dr. Umar, I like some of the things, very few things he says. I don't even know if he's a real doctor, but he's the most racist man in America. And it is sad that the black community has begun to elevate his voice because his is one of hatred for whites. He's so bad that he actually believes that white people and black people should never date. That never should cohabitate. But if we had a white person, this is how white racist black people are. That if we had a white person doing what Dr. Umar is doing, it would be called racism. If a white person was saying you got to keep the white bloodline pure, right? But black people think that we get a pass because of things we never went through. We didn't go through slavery, so stop using it as an excuse. We never were touched by it, right? But he's a joke, and he defended the murder of a boy who liked black people and was an honor student. And was a believer and a person of faith. He's a sick man.
I just have one thing to say on behalf of the black community. We don't care. We don't care, okay? The same way you don't care about Tamar Rice, the same way you don't care about Sandra Bland, the same way you don't care about Trayvon Martin, the same way you don't care about Kendrick Johnson, the same way you don't care about Mike Brown. We don't care. Yeah. And I'll say that with my whole heart. We don't care.
All right, so that was some videos on Carmelo Anthony. Um, the sister at the end, she says, "We don't care."
No,
And
it's not that we don't care. It's that we're not using critical thinking. A lot of people is just rushing to judgment. And that make me think about Black Wall Street. Black Wall Street was burnt down because a black boy allegedly touched a white woman in the elevator. I think he tripped and he made a mistake and touched her. He was trying to hold himself. And they wound up killing him, killing the whole town just because of that. So first of all, as the mother said, and it was somebody that was a representative that spoke before, a lot of the reasons why they cannot say anything about this case is because these are all minors. Everyone that was in that tent was minors. Also, it was a rainy day. And when it's raining, where you going to? You're running for shelter. You don't care where it's at. You're just trying to get shelter. Now, it's sad that this young man lost his life, but this is also a think before you do something. This should be a message to mad young people. You can't try everybody. Everybody is not with the shits. Okay? And we tell our children, you protect yourself at all times. We're not going to allow you to touch us. Okay? Now, the police report has came out, and the brother, the twin brother, mentioned that his brother touched him. We must learn to teach our children, do not touch no one. You are not a teacher or an authority, the superintendent. You're no one to say, I'm going to push this young man out. We don't want him out. He don't want him. Let's remove, he was white, he yellow, okay? And you just going to take it upon yourself and put somebody else, and you think the other yellow person is not going to push you back? Don't touch me. Don't come near me. You understand what I'm saying? So that's another thing. Also, we don't know what kind of knife it was, what kind of weapon. Word on the street, it was something that, like you said, clean the shoe out. You understand? And after he did it, he went to Adele. Why didn't that young man, God rest his soul, him and his brother, why didn't they go to an adult and just tell the adult we have somebody in our tent that don't belong here? You understand? Where was the adults at? Nobody's talking about none of these things, but y'all immediately accusing this boy, oh, he must die. I done heard he needs to go to jail forever. He needs to be in jail. I done heard people like literally thinks that this young man got up that morning and said, I'm going to go kill me a twin today. No, he didn't do that. He went for a sporting event. He's about to graduate. You understand? From high school to go to college. Now the school suspended him, not letting it do, because you got to hear, the school is now trying to push it all on him, but not pushing on them or not having some type of adult supervision. Because that's what happens when you're supposed to be with school with teenagers. Adult supervision. They didn't have none of that. The GoFundMe. So what's it? TMZ. TMZ called the people and asked, is this money, is they spending the money? The owners of the Go Get Me or whatever that thing is, they said that they didn't use none of the money. So all of these people are doing stuff for likes and clicks. They never use no money for no house. They never use no money for no car. They're not spending lavish. Like y'all would do anything for likes and clicks and for our own black people. I don't care if he was black, white. Don't put your hands on nobody and you won't get no ass kicking or hurt or even killed. And it's sad that we even have to go through it.
All right. Let me show Dr. Umar what he said on the case.
You want us to feel for your loss, but you didn't feel for us when Trayvon died. In fact, you gave money to Trayvon's killer. You gave money to Michael Brown's killer. You raised money for the people who unalived us. And you want us to feel, listen, we are sorry. We don't delight in the loss of life because we are Africans, the only genetic human beings on this earth. But it is hypocritical for you to cry justice before the facts have been laid out when your people have been so guilty of of unaliving our people. The double standard must stop. Y'all still doing documentaries on O.J. Simpson. O.J. Simpson was found innocent in a court of law, and y'all still doing documentaries on O.J. Simpson. Do you know why y'all still doing documentaries on O.J. Simpson? Because in your racist narcissism, you believe you have a right to take our lives, and we don't have a right to take yours in self-defense.
Wow.
Yes. Yes.
I
It's
agree with
for
Dr. Umar.
real.
I agree with Dr. Umar on that.
It's for real. So what did they want? You know what I heard a lawyer say, and I think I mentioned this last week. A white lawyer at that, he said, why he didn't just leave the tent? Excuse me? What happened to sportsmanship? These are teams that play against each other. Oh, it's raining. So that make you think that they didn't even think about, oh, maybe it's raining, that's why he's in the tent. And you know what else you didn't mention too, Carl? That day at that meeting that they did, the press conference, do you know that the father came there and was standing in the media waiting for the family to come out? He waited there for a whole hour, waiting for the family to come out. They had to excuse him. The owners that owned the place asked him to leave. Now imagine if the Carmelo family went to their son memorial, or went to something that was dealing with them. What would they do? They would try to hurt them. Get out of here. How dare you? But you're going to come to a press conference that this family is doing to intimidate them? You should have saw him up there with them glasses on, trying to intimidate people. No, you can't do that. So now we understand what his son's behavior. You went over to somebody and felt like it was your right to say you gotta go. No, don't do it. No, you can't do it. It's just too much. Like, again, it's sad that it happened like that. But please, people, I don't care if your children black, white, Chinese, Asian. Tell them to keep their hands to themselves.
Listen to what this brother has to say.
It was a tragic loss that took place between Austin Metcalf and Carmelo Anthony. Have y'all heard about that? Number one, you should not bring a knife to a track meet. Here's another thing. Only sit in areas that are designated for you to sit at. And when you are told to move, you should get your rear end up and go walk to another section and sit there.
Get your ass up out of here. You go and tell them that all the scared Negroes are dead. You go and you tell your masters that all the scared Negroes died 50 years ago. Everybody's unapologetic now. Everybody's unapologetic now. All Africans are unapologetic now. We ain't taking that shit no more. Black power. Black African power. You go run tell that. You go run tell that. You go run tell that.
Okay, amen, and I say on that too. How you supposed to get up when Master? That's what you call he would do what Master say do.
Yeah.
Because you cannot tell me to get up. Who are you?
I mean, that guy would have been happy in Jim Crow days. I mean, he would have been.
Oh yeah, he would have been the house. He would have been one of the niggas like, "What's up, Master? What you say?" Matter of fact, he would have been Samuel L. Jackson in Django. Who is this nigga over here on this horse?
He, that Malcolm X talk about it's boss. We sick, boss.
We all sick. We gotta protect your stuff, boss. Yeah, he's that type of one. And that's what's sad about a lot of these churches and these spiritual leaders. Y'all not good. Y'all not good because regardless to what, again, wait until the evidence come out. Okay? Wait until the evidence come out, and then that's when we can be able to talk about it. And it's so sad that they were threatened again, and they was threatened. They had to leave. They had to be relocated for his safety and his family's safety. You know what that made me think about? That made me think about not even 100 years ago. How if a black man did anything and they allegedly said he did something to a white woman, okay? They would take them to jail, and then a militia would come, drag them out, kill them, and hang them, and then have a picnic. That's what they want to do. That's what the real racists want to do to him. If you listen to a lot of these white people and how they feel about him, that's what they want to do to him. It's in their blood, and it's sad because he has due process.
Yeah. Marlene Kane's bunch from Facebook said they had, I didn't even know this, they had a White Lives Matter rally on April 26th.
Yes, they did. Thank you. Hi, Merly. How my baby? That's one of my sister friends. Yes, they sure did. And only 10 people, I don't even think 10 people showed up. And they tried to get the father to come and talk, and he was against the white supremacy. He said, no, do not put my son involved with it. He know the deal. He know his record is dirty too. So he needs not to say too much, but go through his grieving process. Yeah, they're ridiculous. I mean, the racism is so serious, and a lot of us try to overlook it. But when these situations happen, this give us a real eye opening. We really have to communicate with our young people to please, please be careful, because these people do not like us because they're not like us. That's it.
And if you like this, I'm going to show this video. If you think that racism is going away or is getting better, this lady just made a video. She's it seems she's an activist, but in Oklahoma, I think I don't know if they're government officials or but they were very upset that they can't lynch black people anymore. And this is in 2020. This is not the white people. And Scooby said, Kevin, you weren't here, but when Scooby came on, he said he feels a way when we say white people. He feels a way because he has family that's white. They're not racist. He's not. So we should say, what do you say? We should say the bad white people or the evil white people or the racist.
Bad white. We're not talking. Let's just say D2. We're not talking about you.
Yeah. So
our little Lucky Charm.
Yeah, when we say white people, we're not talking. And the white people that are not racist, they don't get offended because I have lots of white friends that watch the show.
Yeah, if you're not racist, this don't apply to you.
They know how I feel. They know, but they say, Carl, when you talk about white people, we know who you're talking about, so we're not offended. So that being said,
those saying hit dog hollers the loudest, right?
So, okay.
Yeah. So here's this lady talking about what the Oklahoma officials are lamenting about.
I'm Dr. Terry Ann Scott, a scholar of African American history and the director of the Institute for Common Power. I'm literally in Montgomery, Alabama, and just finished lecturing about lynching and how it is not a relic of a Jim Crow past, but a modern form of racial violence. And somebody just minutes ago sent me an article that is saying that Oklahoma city officials are lamenting the fact that they can't lynch black people any longer. This is the state of where we are today. They were caught on tape talking about this. So if we want to say that there is not institutionalized systemic racism in law enforcement and other city structures, then we are deluding ourselves. It is up to all of us to dismantle racism, to vote these kinds of officials out, to run for office, to ensure that this is actually a just and inclusive democracy. We all have work to do. We all have a part. Let's do it.
What state is this again?
Oklahoma. You know that's the home of the Black Wall Street.
Yeah, that's a state I won't do no shows in Oklahoma.
These are the same people, ancestors, their descendants that burnt down Oklahoma.
But and I've asked this question on the show why are they still they have everything, they still own everything, they still control the government, they have all the money, they have every single thing, and I mean, what more do you need? What more do you want?
They're losing control. They feel like they're not in control. Remember, white establishments think 20 years to 30, 40 years ahead of time. We think about the next day just trying to survive. You understand? So they are seeing that things are going to change within 20, 30 years the way everything is going. And they don't like that. So they're trying to control it. That's why we have Super Orange over there. He's like, we're bringing back, white men. taking out the DEI, and now he's going trying to shut down what you call museums, black museums, or stop giving them funding, because they're telling the truth of the history of America. It's serious. It's really serious. But our thing is, we have to continue to teach our people. We have to continue to keep talking and telling the stories. Because if we stay shut, our people is not going to know. Because you know how many people in the South don't even know about slavery, or they try to overlook it, because they don't want to know. They like being closed-minded. You got people that they don't want you to change anything. They like how things are. And those will be the ones that will turn on your ass because you turning on massa.
Yeah. Marlene says lynching started post-slavery when blacks were given freedom. It was just, it was a way to keep us in check. You know what I mean?
A scare tactic.
Yeah. And they enjoyed it. But to be talking about lynching in 2025, and I mean, and I'm sure if we caught those people, just happened to hear, by some kind of secret recording or whatever, just imagine it can't just be those few in Oklahoma. Yeah.
Right.
There was a police. I think we talked about it on the show. There was some police that were caught also in a recording. They were saying they can't wait for the day to go out and start shooting and killing the monk. They called us monkeys. They are living for the day when some kind of race war is going to start, or they get to go out and just start shooting black people. So, I mean, like the sister said in one of the videos, everything is about race. This is America. I know we have some very good friends that watch the show, and they said we talk about race too much, and they just couldn't. They just got stressed about.
Well, they need to tell their cousins or their partners, because I know most of them would probably sleeping with white people. They need to tell them to stop doing so much dumbass shit, and we wouldn't have a conversation about their bad behavior.
But I don't get tired. I don't get tired talking about race. I don't. Listen, I live for Sundays. I'll be honest with you guys. You know what I mean? Because Monday to Saturday, you know what I mean? At some point in one of those 6 days, deal with. Yeah, I live. Right. That's why we call this show the Black Therapy Show, because I get to talk about stuff that I can't talk about to no one else, and I got to get it out somewhere. I got to get it off my chest. I gotta say something, and this is where we get to say it, and this is where other people get to say it, because you feel alone when you know what I mean. You feel so alone when you're dealing with racism. You feel so alone. So no, you're not alone. I mean, you're not alone. Look at Hollywood. People in Hollywood. Imagine people in Hollywood dealing with racism. People that have millions of dollars. I just found out the other day that they did not want to cast Eddie Murphy in Boomerang. Did you guys know that? They didn't want.
I didn't know that.
You know why? Because they said
no.
Because of his big nose and big lips, he can't be a leading man. He cannot be the leading man.
I'm not surprised at that. Even the cinema was having issues with us.
That is what one of the film executives said. How are we going to sell a movie with a black man with a big nose and a big lips like Eddie Murphy?
And what happened? He sold lots of movies, but he also is sleeping with many white women.
But now, so was the producer, I guess, white? Like, how did Billy D. Williams get leading roles, like in Lady Sings the Blues and stuff like that? Weren't those white producers too?
Yeah, they were white producers, but I think that Quincy Jones had a lot to do with, helping and assisting, and Avant, what's his name, Clarence Avant, those was the pushes back during that time, doing black cinema and getting black faces in there, but also they knew that we would sell. We are walking money. We make money. People want to buy. They love our work. So I'm not surprised. Anything that we touch turn to gold. So when you say that it's not going to sell because of his big nose, this man done did many movies since then and doing very well eating, you know. So, um, look at the Googler. I mean, the Mr. Googler. He's doing amazing. When they thought that he was in, he said a lot of people didn't think that he was gonna be able to do it. And look at his movies. His movies has listen, Black Panther. You know, again, I didn't even know he did that. Ryan Googler, shout out to you and your wife and all of that. I didn't even know. You know, that's how I'm mad at myself and us. We need to look at who are our directors and our writers and give them a shout out. We must salute them because
Miss
they didn't let black people behind the scenes.
Tiff, you know he's married to a white woman, right?
Who?
Googler?
Ryan. Yeah.
No, he's not.
I'll just mess with you.
No, I'm about to say no, he's not. I saw his wife.
Tiff hair was about to stand up like Don King just now.
No, it wasn't because I did my research.
I'll just mess with you.
And that's our next talk with Sinners show.
But before we go to Sinners, I just want to say this circles right back. We just talked about all the stuff that's going on and how they're trying to still in 2025 they want to lynch us, they're holding us back, they don't want us to be. I mean, with all of that going on, and a man like Shannon Sharpe and all the other black men that you know what? That let me show this brother. I want to show this video because this brother is talking about the NFL draft. Here you go.
So yesterday I was watching the NFL draft, and a lot of black guys got picked in the first round. But do y'all know all them black guys who got picked in the first round yesterday had a white girl sitting at their table, a white woman sitting at their table representing them, no sisters. It was no sisters with these guys when they got drafted. This is where we headed? Once you get success, you just automatically just leave a sister out? I mean, is this a trend now? Is this a trend? Because every one of them who stood up and hugged they family, it was a white girl right there. I just don't know where this shit is heading, man. Like, come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. It's some great goddamn sisters out here that could have been sitting at that table with y'all yesterday. It's a lot of great black women out here, man. But it seems like once y'all get a taste of that success, man, the first thing y'all go do is run and go get y'all a white girl, man. You know, you can love who you can love. I'm okay with that. But to see all them black men yesterday not have a sister at the table with them, not have a high school girlfriend at the table with them, not have a childhood girlfriend at the table with them, but a white girl. But this what success is, man, to these black guys, man. I'm telling y'all. Once they get a little fame, get a little money, get a little success, they gonna get them a white girl immediately and just erase the sisters from their lives, man. It was just sad to see, man. I'm not against who you don't love and all. I'm just saying, not one sister, brothers, not one sister at the table yesterday. 32 draft picks, not one sister. Shit is fucking insane, man.
I like that dude. I follow him on TikTok. He has some great content.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's really dope, man. But you know what? We talked about this on the show before many times. I think it's, once again, I'm not making excuses. I know Tiff about to get my ass. I'm just saying, I think it's the environment. I think it's because these guys go to these universities where they go to these huge universities where there's a large amount of there's a lack, therefore, of black women in some of these universities that they go to. And I think their surroundings are these white girls. I think they're on these campuses, these huge universities that they go to, these Ivy League schools and some of these other schools where there's not a lot of sisters. That's my opinion. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. I'm just think that's what it is. I don't think they're looking for. I don't think these young black men are looking for white women per se. They're not going. I go, man, I ain't gonna date no sisters. We know there's a lot of fine ass sisters out there that these brothers would date. I don't think these sisters are in their environment, or Carl and Tiff, and that could be the case.
Yeah,
And I've made
that could be
I've
one of the
made the point on
cases.
this show before when I first started doing stand up comedy in the comedy clubs back in the '80s. I was dating white girls. My family will tell you all my girlfriends were white, white after white after white after white. You know,
You look like a little white
but
girl
that's
lover.
because watch your mouth. That's because that was that at that time. That was what was in the comedy. I met all my girlfriends through my work, and in comedy clubs in the '80s, there were no black people. There were all white girls and Asian girls that come to these shows. There were
Was you
no
working the chitlin circuit?
black people didn't start coming to comedy clubs until Def Jam got popular. That's when black people go, oh, comedy clubs. That's when they start coming out to
You
comedy
right. You
clubs.
are right. You right.
But before then, and I started my career in the '80s, Def Jam didn't hit the airwaves until 1991.
No, you
So,
right.
now, Carl, you're a stand-up comic. You know I'm telling the truth, Carl.
No,
I mean,
you
there's not
are
a lot of
telling the
black people
truth.
in comedy clubs. Even now, to this day, if I go to a comedy club now, even in Florida, I have black people in my audience. But there'll be out of 200 people in the comedy club, maybe 15 of them are black. The rest of them were white people. You know, so yeah, you meet a lot of our girlfriends we've met over the years. I'm speaking for me, generally. I met through my work. You know, I'm with a black woman now that I met at a comedy club. I met Patricia at a comedy club. She was working there though. She wasn't there as a customer. She's working at Bananas Comedy Club in the '80s when we first met. You know, I came up from DC to perform in New York, and she was the manager of a comedy club, and that's how we met. You know, so I meet my women through my job. I think these guys meet the women that they're around. The women they're around are these women that are on these college campuses, and we know black women are deep in colleges. I think they said black women are #1 college goers in America right now. No, there's more black women in college than anybody right now. But it's the campuses, though, right? It's the different schools, you know. So that's my take
Yeah,
on it.
that's
That's what
one
I
of the
believe.
excuses. But
I
then
mean,
they
I
be
believe that
put.
could be the case.
Yeah, that could be the case. But also, they know that a lot of these young brothers are not, sexually active like that. Once you give a man
What?
some vagina, the party is done. He's
Hey, but
done.
look
He's
at this
finished.
too. A lot of guys also, a lot of men have chip on a lot of black men have chip on their shoulders, Tiff,
Yeah, especially
because
with black women.
a lot of black men can't get no play until they do get on. I hate to say that.
Yeah, I heard
A
that
lot of
too.
these guys cannot pick up the finest girl on the campus until he starts running that football and getting some love. You know, I mean, you could be the finest girl at the University of Florida or the University, Maryland University, be the finest girl on campus. You ain't gonna look at the brother most of the time unless he got a hot SUV and he's a prospect to go to the pros.
Not all the time. A lot of these men are socially, young brothers and men are socially awkward. Nobody taught them how to communicate with women, how to talk to women, how to go up on a woman. You understand? A lot of these men come from single family homes. You understand? There's a lot of reasons why our men are choosing other cultures or choosing the white women. But my thing is, please know your history, black men. I'm talking about black men because I don't care about nobody else. I care about my black men, black young brothers. Please do your history about interracial relationships in America before you go, and make sure your girl knows too. Because there's a possibility y'all gonna have issues. You're gonna have stares, people gonna look at you funny, people gonna say stuff. You have to be on point. I'm sorry.
It
You
goes
just gotta
both
be on
ways,
point.
though. I was a single parent to a daughter, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and when my daughter got in junior high school, she was dating white boys, and it drove me crazy. By the way, I didn't like it. Not that I was racist. I wanted my daughter to know. I was like, I don't care who you date, but you got to know who you are. You got to know your culture. You got to love your culture, know who you are, who you love is on you. But just don't look at black boys. My daughter went to an HBUC. I mean, my daughter now, she worse than you, Tiff. She's so pro-black. She don't even, she wouldn't look at a white boy with a 20-foot pole. I'm just saying,
Yeah,
but
as soon as
and
I
she's
see her,
married,
my papa wasn't
she's
going the other
married to
side
a
of the
black
street.
man now. She married a brother, right? But I'm just saying, when she was in junior high school, all she looked at was white boys, and I didn't understand why. But uh, but then
Well, her
yeah,
father's almost like his father. Damn,
she
almost
switched
damn
over.
near
Watch
black.
your mouth. She switched over and started dating brothers, and then she married a brother, right? But my point is it goes both ways. It ain't just the brothers. There's black girls out here that like white boys too, right? They just not famous.
Right. And also, you know what? And Minister Louis Farrakhan said this, and I'm sorry if y'all gonna feel like this. I feel be against this. When you marry a white woman, your money goes right back to the white community. It does not stay with the black community. It don't stay with black women. We need to build our wealth. Because I'm telling you right now, Asian people, white people, people from other countries, they tell their children. Don't be
Well,
messing
didn't
around with them people from other cultures. They
well,
tell
didn't
them. It's
Dr.
just real
Umar
talk.
didn't Dr. Umar get dragged through the ringer for saying that about Vanessa Bryant?
No, listen, I'm just saying this is how people think. It's
No,
not
I'm
how
saying
I
he
think.
said the same thing. He said that Kobe's wife is not spending her money in the black community. It's being spent in the white community and her world culture, whatever her nationality is, Latino, whatever she is. And he jumped her for that. And then everybody jumped him online saying, leave Vanessa Bryant alone. So
I already washed my hair with Miss Vanessa. I told you when she did not respect or say a honor and a salute to the mother and father that gave her that good husband and that fortune and them babies, that's a problem for me.
So,
yeah,
so
I'm
we
with
had
you.
Venus more kind of disagree with you, Kevs. Venus said, I want to disagree because of the fact that I feel that the brothers, they go to college, they have a girlfriend before they leave home. They take them to the prom, high school, sweethearts, and then go off to college and find a white woman and forget where they came from. So she's saying that the brothers that you're saying that are in college meeting these white girls, they have black girlfriends, but then they go to
Yeah.
college and
And I don't disagree with that. They have black girlfriends that they go to high school with. But we all know your high school girlfriend or boyfriend, as soon as you go to college, that relationship 9 out of 10 is not going to survive. So yeah, you got your high school sweetheart, you go to prom, and you both going to different campuses too. That girlfriend you got in high school might be going to the University of Pittsburgh, and you going to the University of Florida. That relationship ain't gonna last. As soon as she get to University of Pittsburgh, she gonna find some new, you know what? And
Anything is
when he gets
possible.
down south, he gonna find some new, you know what? So
Only true love will prevail if true
those
love is there.
relationships very rarely those relationships survive that point of breaking up when they go to separate colleges in separate states, right? Out of high school, it's young love. 9 out of 10 is not going to survive.
Yeah, not a
So
lot of young love. I know. A
so
lot of
yeah, you're
young
right.
love do not
That's my
survive.
point though. You got a sister in high school or junior high school, but when you go to college and you get shipped off to some university and you get there and it's predominantly white, and the ratio of black women on that campus is probably 6 or 7%, and you're around all these white girls, yeah, you're gonna end up. That's what you're gonna end up dating.
But you
I mean, I just
still
don't.
have
I,
to.
I don't think the high school love is going to make it over to marriage at that point. I mean, not saying it doesn't happen. Some
But to
people
be
marry their
honest,
high
they
school,
should stick with them.
but
To
some
be
people marry their
honest,
high
like
school
think about it
sweethearts.
now, they should stick with them.
but
They
Kevin,
should stick with them.
Just but Kevin, Asians go to college and they're the minority. They have all these white girls around them, but they still end up, you very rarely see an Asian with
Just
any.
little. They out there. And you got Asians now it's so deep that one of my sister friends, her niece, she's dating an Asian guy. And she's chocolate. I mean chocolate. And I asked, I said, Asian guy? And she was like, yeah, she said because black guys don't talk to her. They think she's too dark skinned and she's too thick. You understand? So, and it's so sad. She's a young girl. She has to be like 22, 23 years old. Very smart. She's traveling the world. She said, but black men don't talk to her. They don't look at her like that. So, yeah, we are very superficial. We make our children superficial, instead of accepting people for who they are and how they treat you. But that's the world that we live in.
And Carl, it depends on the Asian too, Carl, because I've dated my share of Asian girls, and so it's the South,
Dad,
is
you
it
was a
is it is
community.
is the Asian girls from? I should do a dating show, right? A matter of fact, I think I
Yeah.
will. There's the Asian girls from Cambodia and places like that. A lot of them do date brothers, Filipino girls date brothers. So that group, the Filipinos and Cambodian and Southeast Asian girls do tend to date black men in America. A lot of times it's a Japanese or
Yeah,
Korean
I heard the
women.
Japanese. Uh-huh.
Yeah, they don't date that much out of their race. But the darker Asian people from the Philippines and Thailand and okay, Cambodia, I said it right, Cambodia. Those Asian women do date a lot of black men once they get here. So it's different,
But here's going to show Dr. Umar's take on why he thinks black men get with white women. Then we're going to go to the movie Sinners.
A big difference between the snow bunny and the African queen is the snow bunny will find a black man in progress. She will find him on the job. She will find him on the university. And that snow bunny will see a black man with potential and she will invest in him. She will help him level up. And then when the sisters see him 5 years ago, 5 years later, he's a millionaire. And the sisters say, look at that sellout. He went and got a white girl. But guess what? When he was looking for a sister to help him level up, to invest in him, none of them wanted it. You know why? Too many black women want a finished product. Black women have to, stay with me. Black women have to stop expecting men to be a finished product. It's harder on us. Help him level up. Stay with me. Help him level up and become what you need him to be. Because the big reason why these snow bunnies are running off with black men is they're meeting them when they have nothing, but they believe in their vision. And black women are waiting for him to cross the finish line. And by the time he crosses the finish line, the snow bunny done snatched him already.
I disagree. I just think that black women are willing to hold it down for the man. I feel like we're always there supporting them. And I think that if anything, black women get the short end of the stick. We don't get. A lot of times y'all do. We do. So
and
how
I'll
are
give
you?
you 3 short sticks that y'all tend to get. Number 1, black men need to stop telling y'all they're monogamous if they're polygynous. Too many black women are being manipulated into poor relationships that they didn't sign up with because of disingenuous men. Okay? I'm going to have 2 wives. Dr. Umar going to have 2 queens. If you don't like it, don't flirt with me. Leave it there. But I'm going to have 2. I'm going to be honest, right? Men have to stop manipulating women who looking for monogamy into polygamy. It's not right. You got a wife over here. You got a baby mama over here. You should have been honest up front. That's number 1. Number 2, black men have to stop holding women on an emotional leash, giving her the belief that you may one day commit, knowing damn well you don't want her. Let her go, but you won't let her go because your ego can't stand to see something you throw away get picked out the trash by another man and turned into a jewel. We are wasting too much of y'all time by dragging y'all along emotionally, and that's not good because black women have a biological clock. Y'all have a tick-tock on how long y'all can have babies, and because of that, we shouldn't be wasting time with y'all. If we're not serious, we should let y'all go.
And let me add to that.
We got to stop putting our hands on our women. Too much domestic abuse, too much domestic violence. Too many black children are watching their mothers get abused by their fathers, and it's creating intergenerational trauma. So yes, there's a lot we need to do better for y'all. And I'm here to apologize to all my sisters in Australia for any black man that has done you wrong, because we need to level up in ways other than money that money can't fix for us. So I'm with you, Queen.
Absolutely.
We need to become better men. But we need y'all to be a little bit more sensitive to the economic challenges that black men face.
Slap the shit on that dude.
I'm sorry. I don't care what anybody say about Umar Johnson. He be hitting them. Everything he said is truth. If y'all men want to deal with multi women, Keep it real. Give a woman a choice to say yes or no. Okay? And women, if a man tell you this, it's your choice if you want to be with him or if you don't want to be with him. He's 100% right. We're not honest with each other. We don't keep it real with each other. You understand? We're not sensitive of how men feel. Men is not sensitive how women feel. It's a lie. It's a lie.
I agree with the first part of that statement that women, what he said about
About
about the white women supporting black men when they're driving the Ford Escort and they're trying to make it, and black women want you're Denzel Washington. They don't want you when you're in acting class trying to be Denzel Washington.
And don't and she can't
You know
do
what I'm
nothing
saying?
for him
That's
either.
that's the way it always ends up. So yeah, a lot of times you got guys who trying to get that bag, and black women's like, well, holler at me when you get the bag, not when you're trying to get the bag.
But you know where that a lot of that come from too. Cab, let's keep it real. A lot of women and men have not saw functional relationships. They didn't see a lot of relationships with men and women, or even their mother and father. They didn't never see how to have a relationship, how to treat a woman, how to treat a man, how to solve problems, how to pay bills. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of women and men were not taught that. So how do we expect to have healthy relationships if we never saw it, or at least try to have healthy relationships for our children because we didn't have it? That's why I have to honor and salute my mother. She didn't have all of that, but when she got married, she pushed for that. You understand what I'm saying? And we have to make that change. So that's a lot of reasons why we are in the relationship, the situations that we are in relationships. A lot of people was not taught how to treat one another.
That is true, Tiffany.
All right, so we're gonna leave that there. We're gonna wrap it up. We're gonna check out this movie called Sinner. I have not seen the movie. Tiffany have not seen the movie.
We haven't seen it, but don't put no spoilers up. You could probably put the trailer up.
Well, there's just trailers. Yeah, I mean, there's
Okay.
they're not gonna put spoilers in trailers.
No, but you have people that's talking about the spoilers, like they'll start going in, and I don't want no spoilers.
So this movie, Sinners, they're saying it's the best movie ever made. Everybody's saying it. But there are some people, of course, who and they're mostly of the whiter species. They're walking out of this movie because I guess it's too much. And we all know white people don't want to be don't want to be uncomfortable. Want to talk about slavery or anything that makes them feel uncomfortable. And apparently, this movie does exactly that. So we just want to give a shout out to this movie and to the brother Ryan Coogler. Everyone is saying he did an excellent job. Best movie made. The cinema.
Well, let's try to see the movie, and let's see if we can all see it, and then definitely do a whole show. Do a whole show on it.
I'm actually seeing it this week. I'm taking
Okay, so we'll definitely be able to do some more on it. I'm gonna try to see it too, and then next week we can try to do a whole show on it. Then,
okay,
if it's as good as they say.
Just to show a little bit on it. So here we go.
It's not
with the spiritual deity like Papa Legba, who is arguably who they say Tommy Johnson or Robert Johnson sat down at the crossroads to get they guitar tune and sold they soul for musical skills for the remainder of their life. That in that concept of what type of deals do people in oppressive situations have to make and have to rationalize, and me realizing that, oh yeah, man, I'm from Oakland, but it was a time when there wasn't no black people in Oakland. They all had to come from somewhere, and where did they leave? You know what I'm saying? They left home. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And if for me it was like, oh yeah, it's always a deal. You know what I'm saying?
I just saw Sinners in IMAX, and not to be dramatic, but it might have changed my life. I get nervous going into movies when there's just so much hype around it, and I genuinely have not seen one bad review of this movie, so I was scared of, like, what if I'm that one person? Believe the hype. Believe it. It fucking deserves it. I have not had a movie strike awe into me in a very long time. The last time was probably last time I saw an IMAX movie, which was when they re-released Titanic in 2012. Sinners combines everything I love. Vampires, musicals, Michael B. Jordan. The only thing better than one Michael B. Jordan is two Michael B. Jordans, and honestly, they could have cast actual twins in this movie. I don't think it would have been the same. I think the casting in this movie, his character specifically, is spot on. And this is the first movie I've seen in a long time where I was truly invested in every single character. Even the ones that I didn't like, I was still invested and really wanted to see where their story went and what happened to them. I also love movies that take place around this time. This took place in
One of my favorite scenes in Sinners that's not getting talked about enough is whenever Delta Slim's in the car with Stack and Sammy, they see these guys on the side of the road that's in a chain gang, and it brings back some haunting memories for him. Trigger warning, this is going to be tough subject matter, but we got to talk about it because this is history and not enough people know about it. One of the things I love about this film is that it's not afraid to go back through some dark times in history, but it never overstays its welcome. You're still able to come out of this film having a great time. And how many times have we complained about, I'm so tired of slave stories, I'm so tired of black traumatic stories? But that's the magic of this film. It's able to show you this specific time period, go through some tough subject matter, and you still end up having a good time watching it. Slim sees.
I'm telling y'all right now, do not go see the Sinners movie unless you want to be spiritually contaminated. The truth of the matter is the African spiritism and the ancestral worship as a core theme of the film. Of course, there's some underscores of cultural appropriation, commentary, and things like that. But essentially, it's about the rejection of Christianity and the acceptance.
So that's so bugged because I was going to tell y'all that a lot of the people that I'm hearing that are having an issue with it is not only white people, it's Christians and
Yeah.
Spanish people. You know, Christians is saying it's demonic. Spanish people are saying they wasn't mentioned. And what killed me, how can y'all be mentioned? Y'all wasn't even doing the time of sharecropping. Y'all wasn't even doing the time of slavery. Y'all wasn't even over here because, again, like I said, when what's his name, Fat Joe came up there calling black people niggers and all of that stuff like that. Y'all wasn't not one Julio or Hector was hanging on a tree. So y'all would never ever know what we go through. So the little bit of what I got from this from the listening to the interviews and him talking a little bit about the movie, it talks about the era of slavery have during the sharecropping times. They talk about that. They talk about hoodoo. Hoodoo is what our ancestors that came over here as slaves used for spiritual protection. You know, a lot of people felt like, oh, that was scary. No, it was a lot of things. Like when I went to the plantations, most of the slave houses, the roofs was painted blue. Blue ward off negative energy. So that was a part of hoodoo. Even dealing with our burial, how we have repasts in the cemeteries, and remember the bodies was in the house. That was a part of hoodoo because we did not forget our ancestors. We ate together, we sung together, we celebrated our people. That's the only thing that is wrong with us as black people. We forget our ancestors. You can go into an Asian shop. What do you see? A Buddha in the back, don't y'all? The Jewish people say we will never forget. The Indians, they pray to their ancestors. So us as black people, as soon as you see us giving reverence to the people that walked before us, it's a problem. It's demonic. Now, the young man also, Mr. Ryan Googler, which his wife is a co-producer. I shout out to Black Love, Black Businesses, Black Everything. I love it. Produced this movie with him. They I think Warner Brothers gave them $90 million. They already surpassed it within over the weekend. They were doing actually, I think they made over the weekend $63.5 million. This is the first time since 2019 have they have did it, and this is his own project, his own writing. So we definitely have to give a shout out to Mr. Ryan Googler, and I'm telling people, don't be closed-minded. Open up your mind. It's nothing wrong with going to see it. And if you feel a certain type of way, that's your review. If you don't want to see it, you don't have to go. You can just let it go past you and keep going. But other than that, please make sure y'all support him. I love vampires, so I have a thing for vampires. I'm about Black history, and I love Michael B. Jordan. Also, a young lady, Yumi. I think Yumi, if I said her name properly. Sorry if I didn't. She's the Black sister. She was in Lovecraft Country. That was another deep series that people should check out. But definitely, I can't wait to see it so we can sit down and talk about it.
I see. I'm reading all the a lot of the previews while you're talking, Tiff, and everybody is basically saying it changed my life. I saw it. I'm still processing it. I want to see it again. A lot of people go, "Oh, it's the second time I saw it." So people are like, "I'm going to see it again." I'm still processing it. My soul is being stirred by this. Yeah. So yeah, a
It's
lot of people.
changing a lot of people's lives because it makes you remember our ancestors is from the South, and this is dealing with a lot of Southern things that was going on. So they said it touches as a lot of taboo, a lot of messages that I actually can't wait to see it. But I'm glad that I'm telling everybody what happened.
Somebody said exactly what you said, almost, Tiff. They said, "Great movie. Why should a racist Hispanic group be included in this movie? Hispanics were not there. Chinese were." Okay.
Yeah,
They said
Chinese was.
Hispanics were not there. Yeah. So
Yeah.
the Hispanics are bitching and they're not in the movie.
Yeah, and you know what else is a thing that they're talking about? The music.
Oh,
They
that's what
said
everybody
the
keeps saying. The
way
music
he
is
put the music, it's like the music was telling the story as the story went on. Everybody is talking about the music because
that's
he
what. Yeah.
talked about the blues. His uncle was a veteran, and he would go over and sit with his uncle, and his uncle would play the blues, but tell a story about what he went through and stuff. So he said that's what he wanted to give us, that experience, that feel. And again, what you said, so many people are really like, it's amazing. Then you have the Christians, it's demonic. He didn't say nothing about Jesus. So it's just, again, shout out to him. Thank you for being that storyteller to tell us a story that it inspired me. And I haven't even saw it. I want to write. I want to continue writing because I like to write. So definitely we have to support this movie.
Somebody said the music scene. I was in tears, sobbing by the end. It was so incredible. Every human needs to see this.
Look
Wow.
at that. Look at that. By a
I'm just reading
black
the reviews.
man. A black man. Now he
Yeah.
did Fruitville Station. Now a lot, I didn't even know until later on his soul because he's been doing movies for a long time. I think Fruitville Station was in 2013, if I'm correct. But I saw Fruitville Station about the story about Oscar Grant getting killed by police at the bar station, which is the train station. And he did that and it was amazing. Now, I'm not saying you can see it over and over again because it's very traumatic, but it is a very good movie telling the story. And then for him to do Creed and Black Panther, and you already know Black Panther done went to another level. It outsold everything. So I'm very proud of this young man, and we must support his art. Shout out to California. Whatever they doing out there in California, they making some good geniuses.
I'm laughing because he has an issue because I call Shaquille O'Neal.
You called Shaquille. Oh well, listen, you called him a cool. But listen, Shaquille O'Neal always been a different character. Him when you put up there him hugging Trump. To be honest, I don't care who he hugged. I don't care who he hugged, let him. Y'all better hope he's not the one that snitched on Shannon Sharp. Because word on the street is that he's been coming for Shannon Sharp. He don't like his ass, and you know he snitches. You know Shaquille snitches. Remember when he snitched on Kobe Bryant, Kevin? About
Yeah.
them cheating? He did a whole stupid whack ass rap song. Kobe, you cheated. Kobe, you cheated. Kobe, you cheated.
But Shaquille also is that guy that goes to the mall and buy everybody's stuff. He's walked into restaurants and said, "I'm picking up everybody's tab." He's that guy. He puts his money where his mouth is. He's
Yeah,
very
he likes to
generous.
show
I'm
off.
honest.
He's very generous. Very generous. He's
I'm not impressed with. I'm not impressed with that. You know what I mean? In my opinion, if you want to do something go to the black community and open some kind of factory or something where people can have a job and have a job. You know what I mean? Something like, but it's, and I mean, he videos it and stuff, but I ain't impressed by.
He owns a lot of stuff. Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know.
Yeah,
I
he
think he
do
does.
own a lot of stuff. Shaquille own a lot of stuff, but like you said, Shaquille
do
O'Neal
something
is
long
very,
term.
huh?
I mean, I get it. I know he doesn't have to, and he doesn't. It's nice. It helps people. It's kind of like, don't give a man fish, teach a man to fish. You know what I mean? You give somebody's groceries, yeah. I mean, they're okay for that day. You know what I mean? But why not? If you own whatever, if you have your shoes made in a black neighborhood, open a factory and have your shoes made.
First of all, his shoe is 30 size 35. Nobody's making that big ass boat in their factory. His feet is a goddamn But other than that,
But
no.
but I get not knocking him, but I like to see stuff long term. I like to do something in the neighborhood. When you pull up in a black neighborhood and you open up a trailer and you got Nikes. I mean, come on, really? What does that do for the after the day is gone and the shoes are gone? Then what? You know what I mean? The people are back the same.
You say that he should be doing something that's dealing with longevity.
Yeah.
But you know what, Shaquille, again, every time I think about Shaquille, I think about Kareen Steffens. Oh, Superhead. She said when Niagara was lay in her bed, she said he was soaking up with sweat. She
Yeah.
said that cat sweated so much he had to change all her furniture to giant size furniture because he would break everything. That cat is like 7 feet tall with a size 35 feet. I'm sorry. He's a giant.
You got something against big feet? No, I was kidding.
I don't want no size 35 feet near my ass.
Rants. We are getting ready to wrap up the show. He's asking for the link, brother. We would love to have you on. We're getting ready to check out. We've been on since 7. It's pretty damn near to 9 o'clock.
Yeah, get with us next week for sure. Sure, we'll be back.
7. I mean, we'd love to have you on at 30,
Yeah,
but
next week we could definitely chit chat because we want to talk about this movie, and we also know something else is going to pop off because we didn't even talk about the school. What killed me is that everybody is coming for what's his name, Carmelo Anthony, but why are y'all not saying nothing about that young man that went into that school, white boy,
yeah.
okay, that he woke up that day and went to the school and started shooting people and used his mother's revolver that's a deputy. Nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody want to bring that up, but y'all want to come for this black boy that protected himself. I just don't get people. I don't.
All right, we're gonna wrap it up. I want to thank everyone for coming again and spending some time with us on this Sunday, 7 p.m. We really, truly appreciate you guys. You guys show up for us every Sunday, and we really.
Thank you.
Please like, share, and subscribe. The people that love us, people who don't like us, thank you also. And we don't get upset. I mean, I don't get upset. Never get upset. Everyone has their own opinion.
Yes.
You don't like the way structure the show, the things we say. My head. By the way, Kevin and Tiffany have nothing to do with the title of the shows. Okay, so
thank you. He does that to us. I be just as shocked when we see it.
That's all 100% me. So when you see the title of one of our shows, you guys can yell at me because it is 100% me. So don't get mad at Kevin.
That's our radical West Indian.
And that is true. There's a part of me that don't give a shit because I'm not from here, so I don't give a shit.
Yeah, look, what I just said, Dr. Henry Clark said these radical West Indians.
Yeah.
He's the one that did it, okay?
Yeah, I remember when I had a job at this company, and when I first started really dealing with racism, like I would go to lunch, and the white people I work with, when I would see them at the lunch place, the sandwich shop, say hi, and they would pretend like they don't know me, and I would call them out at work. I go, you know what I mean? They would try to talk to me when they get back to work. I'm like, I saw you at the sandwich shop. You pretend, don't try to talk to me in the black American.
Okay.
My black American friend like shush me, said, no, it's just the way they are. I'm like,
No,
so
he's not. You're not lying. Look, when I did my fashion show, the white people don't like to talk to me. They
yeah.
don't like to take order from me. When I tell them what to do, they look at me like I got three heads.
Yeah. So I am West Indian, as Tiffany said. You know, that's the way. So anyway, Tiffany, anything you want to share?
I
Or
want to share. Thank you again to all for y'all chiming in with us. We really appreciate y'all. Also, my message with the Carmelo Anthony thing: please teach your children. I don't care what color they are. Keep their damn hands to themselves. Because you don't never know what other people are going through, what are they feeling, what is up. You don't know if you are the last straw for the day. Okay? So please keep your hands to yourself. The next message is you can love who you love, because I'm not gonna lie, I have a few nephews that got them some white women. You know, they've been with them for years. They got mixy children. I got a whole bunch of mixed nieces and nephews. Okay? And matter of fact, I think I'm about to be a godchild to one of my mixies. And I told my nephew, I said, they're gonna think I'm the goddamn nanny. They not gonna think this is my nephew. So my thing is love who you love, but just know that loving a white woman or messing around with a white woman comes with restrictions. It comes with rules and regulations. You know, I'm just keeping it real. So please think before you touch those white women. Go do some history. Okay? They don't want you messing with them any daggone way. So my thing is watch yourself, with dealing with that. What else? I love y'all, and make sure y'all like and y'all subscribe, share, let us know how you feel, and make sure you tune in with us next week. I love y'all.
Kevin, anything you share that you learned on today's show?
Yeah, I learned that Shannon Sharp should get a black woman to take his money.
Word.
There's plenty of black women out there who will take your money, Shannon.
Yes, yes, yes.
Go marry yourself Tony Braxton or Robin Givens or one of them people. They get you. There's plenty of sisters out there that would take your cash for you, bro. So
And lick your ass, maybe. I'm just kidding.
just be smart.
Just be smart, please.
Be smart. Be smart. No, be smart. And at least make her a dime if you gotta go that route. At least get a like that was below par for a guy your stature.
Yeah.
You gotta have
Facts.
you worth $50 million. You gotta have prettier women than me, Shannon. You can't go out like that. She like Selma Hayek or somebody. Jesus.
Yeah. I mean, none of us on the show are saying there's anything wrong with dating. We're just saying, just know that it comes with consequences. Just know that.
Yeah, it does. It does, especially the age difference, especially in this day and age when you're a big black man and you're dating a young white girl. It comes with
Society, how
because
society looks at it.
because if she was a black woman, he would catch heat also, but he would get more heat from us probably because of the age difference. I don't think the executives at Disney, who's his boss, by the way, Disney, people that signed his check, Disney owns ESPN. So those people are not going to be happy with the look of a big black muscular guy with
Messing
this
around
little
with Snow White.
yeah. It's not a good look in that sense. This big muscular chocolate brother had this little
King Kong.
petite little girl that's 19 years old. Yeah, that's gonna not play well with the masses.
No, it's not.
The boss, yeah. So same way, if OJ Simpson allegedly killed his first wife, who was African American instead of his second wife, allegedly, who was a white girl, we wouldn't be talking about O.J. Simpson documentaries 30 years later, Carl.
No.
Right? No, exactly. So, yeah. So this country, like the lady said in the clip you showed, this country's always been over infatuated with race and always will be. So
yeah,
that's it, man. I'll see you guys next week. Hopefully everybody get to go see Sinners.
yes.
Sinners.
If it ain't good, I'm gonna go out to LA and kick somebody's ass.
All right. Well, again, I want to thank everyone for watching the show. Thank you guys so much. Please keep watching. Please tell everyone that we're here every Sunday, 7 p.m. I didn't put the link in the chat. I usually do. I kind of, we got off to a fiery start, and I just forgot to put the link. But I usually put the link in the chat. If you want to jump on, you have something to say, feel free. Vuvu Rants, he's been joining us the last couple of shows, but came on too late. We can't. It's almost 9. Well, it's after 9 now, and we already did 2 hours, and the show's supposed to be an hour, but we never hit
How
it.
much movie theaters cost now? I can't remember the last movie theater I've been
think
to.
they're like $16, $17 or something.
I haven't been to a movie theater in years. Patricia and I stopped going to movies because there was all these mass shootings and stuff going on.
Yeah,
I'm
me
trying to
too.
get
I
shot
haven't
up
been in
and
a
eat no
long
damn
time
popcorn.
either.
I ain't been in a movie theater. It's been probably 12, 13 years since I've been in a movie theater. So I don't even know what they cost anymore. Yeah, it's been that long.
All
So
right.
yeah. All right, bro.
I want to shout out to all those. Shout out to Yoche. That's the Yoche. That's the guy that's upset for me.
Scooby asked me to be his wife.
Yeah, Scooby wants to know if you would be Dr. Umar, one of Dr. Umar's wives.
Oh, that's what he said?
Yes, yeah. Would you want to be one of Dr.
No, but he said, would you be one of his wives?
Yeah.
I've actually met Dr. Umar.
Yeah.
Dr. Umar is more of a teacher to me. Now, David Banner, he will get this.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I love me some David Banner. Oh my God, but he's over there in Mississippi, and I'm not going to Mississippi.
So I want to shout out Donna Hagen. Thank you for checking us out. Donna, you sent me a message, and we'll talk. Black Magic showing us some love. I'm not sure where you're from, brother, but thank you for checking in. Our sister, I'm not sure if Black Magic is male or female. Sorry. Nicole Coates, thank you for checking in. Scooby D2, thank you. Venus Moore, thank you.
Hey, Tiffany, I'm friends with Brad Pitt. I'm going to hook you up.
I don't want Brad Pitt. Shout out to my nephew Sincere. He had his prom this weekend. He's going to be graduating soon. I love you, boo.
Shout out to Ricardo and Merlene. Thank you so much. Thanks to every single person.
Yes, my girls from Facebook.
Please like, share, subscribe. Kevin, I love you. I didn't see Mama.
See you next week.
Mama Lee's okay. Mama Lee's doing well. Mama Lee, I didn't see
Yeah, Mama Lee's doing well. She might be watching the NBA playoff games right now. We're getting beat out.
Yeah, his mother like basketball.
Beat out by the playoffs. She might be watching, yeah, but usually I know she play watching playoffs.
Patricia, thank all you guys so much. And we'll see you guys next week when I'm sure we're gonna have so much. Hey, are people realizing we are living in times similar to Hitler?
Yeah, we're living in
like
dictatorship, definitely right now.
I mean, they're taking people off the street. They're separating the 2-year-old kids, or they other. They don't. I mean, are we like aware of what's going on? Like,
listen, they just put Francis in the ground. Pope
Francis. Yeah, the Pope passed since we last spoke.
Yeah, he passed, and let me tell you, so they got a video of him where all these popes is coming up to him, like giving him love, and when the black man came, he was like,
"Really?"
I was like,
I saw that video. I don't believe
it. You think it's AI? You think
they explained what happened? People, they said that he didn't like. A lot. You watch the video. A lot of popes were walking up to cardinals, as they call them in the Catholic, were walking up to him, shaking his hand. The black guy went to kiss his hand, and that's when he moved away. They said that this guy, Pope Francis, and I don't follow the Catholic religion deeply like that, but they said he was very humble and didn't want people to kiss his hand because he's not God. Right. Don't kiss my hand. Don't kneel at my feet. So he was showing, kind of being humble, saying, no, don't kiss my hand. But so that's what they explained, that he was trying to not have the guy kiss his hand, because you can see all the guys, Cardinals, were shaking his hand. The brother went down to try to kiss his ring or something like that. And he moved his head. Yeah, he didn't want the guy kissing him. Like, he don't want nobody kissing him. No, he didn't want nobody kissing him, Tiff. That's that. But he didn't want nobody kissing him because he didn't want that sort of worshiping of him.
That
So
was
that's
funny.
what
You
that's what
gotta
that.
see the video, Carl.
No, you
That
see
shit
the
was
video,
funny.
but they they try to make the video something out of it that is not. That's what went down. I read the whole article on that,
He could
and
have been
that's
like,
basically what
no,
it was.
no. He could have been like, no, no.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah, no, he didn't want nobody kissing him. He didn't want nobody kissing his ring. That's all. That's what I heard.
All right, everybody. We will see you guys next week.
Rest in peace to the Pope.
7 p.m.
Pope Francis. I heard he was a good guy. I don't follow Catholic religion, but rest in peace to Pope Francis. I heard he was a good guy.
All right, R.I.P. to the. All right. See you guys next week.
Next week, Pope Francis. I like the name, Pope Francis. Francis.
With the knowledge gain, break away from the chains. We helping you grow the Black Therapy Show. You in a safe space, dealing with the black trauma. We unpacking it.
Oh, we see your mama. Your mama just came up.
She just came up. Show's over. Bye, Mom.
Brothers, with Kevin, Carl, and Tiffany, you'll have an epiphany. We'll give you everything you need to handle the enemy. We'll be giving you empathy. We'll challenge you mentally. The right conversation so you grow exponentially. We built your penitentiaries, we built all your schools. Gave us brainwash education, just making us fools. Hatred was what we got in exchange for love. No more manipulation from my God above. No, it's Carl, Kevin, and Tiffany. Welcome to the Black Therapy Show. Let's go.